Okay, everybody, welcome to our first meeting of 2021. We made it through a year of Zooming, and it looks like we're probably going to be going through pretty much another year of Zooming. But we're going to keep working on keeping it as viable as possible, and I'm always looking for your input on ideas you want to see and do with the club that you think we can do during this period of time. So don't be afraid to contact me and give me your ideas. There is no such thing as a dumb idea. That's what my teacher used to tell me until she called me a dummy. So, but I truly believe in it. There's no such thing as a dumb idea. I want to start off with our big announcement, and that is, because of Zoom, we have become an international club. We have people from Australia, the UK, Canada, people up in Alaska. We got a gentleman here today from Hawaii. And that's exciting. That's just beyond exciting to me. And so what we're doing is we have a rule in our Constitution that guests can visit twice, and then they are asked to join the club. And that comes up as an issue with Zoom, with people coming in, and we always welcome guests. But we're going to keep that policy, two visits, and if you want to continue on, you're expected to join. And because they're in other parts of the country or other parts of the world, and they can't take part in some of the activities that we'll be doing when we're back to meeting face-to-face and everything, we have come up with what we call Friends of the DAW, which is a special out-of-area membership that costs $30, and you'll have access to all of our meetings. You'll have access to all of our workshops and our demos, including professional demos. So I know we have many guests here today, and some of us, we've already talked about it and everything. You can find the membership form out on our website under the Club Info tab, and I'm going to share my screen and take you to that right now so you can see. There we go. Well, I had it up here. There we go. So there's our club website, DetroitAreaWoodturners.com. And under Club Info, you'll see numerous different things, including the list of officers, appointed volunteer positions, because we have a very large board, map of where we meet at. But if you go through this list here, you will find member registration form. You just double click that. Oh, we're fast today. So I must have too much going on with my PC.
Jeff, I put the link in chat for people who want it.
Okay, excellent. So anyways, the form comes up, you just print it out, fill it out, and then you can either send it to us, or for those of you in other countries like Canada and the UK and Australia, my advice is scan it and email it to Mark Wallace, and Mark's address is on the form itself. And if you are a new member and have joined online in the last couple months since we've offered that, if you haven't filled out a form, please do that and mail it off to Mark so we can update our files and make sure that you're getting notice of our meetings and events and so on. That's the only way we know about you. We have your money. We want to give you the service. So please, if you haven't done that, make sure you do that, and the sooner the better. So, hey, Jeff, any questions on that?
Yeah, Jeff, just FYI, the form does not have the family membership on it yet, or not the family, the friends.
No, that's going to get updated. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then this is Mark Wallace.
Hi, Mark.
I noticed on the list of officers that my email address is incorrect. So if they use the one that's there, it's not going to get to me.
Okay. Can you contact Henry and make sure he corrects that?
Yeah, I'm going to have Henry fix it.
Okay. Let's see. Let me get out of this. And also the link for paying online for the new Friends of the DAW, I don't think is on our homepage yet, but it is coming. That's not us. Detroit area wood turners. No, it's not there yet, but we're going to get that up there just as quickly as possible. Any questions on that?
Yeah, Jeff, real quick. I've gotten a call from a couple of friends of mine that are in the club, and neither of them got notice of this meeting. So something might be going on with the system that it's not going out to everybody.
My one piece of advice is for them to contact Mark Wallace and make sure that they're on the list properly. Okay?
Shall do.
Yeah, and I was saying that all last year because, you know, we had the turnover from one person to another of the membership job, and there was some things that got mixed up. So if ever you think there's a problem, go on to the website and check your information under the members only tab. And if you see information that's wrong, just like Mark just did, you know, let Mark know, and he'll get that corrected. So anyways, to those of you who are visiting, welcome, and I hope we have you as members, as friends of the DAW. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, item number one. That was our big announcement. Our other big announcement, if you don't already know, is that Alan Stratton. We have won a free demo from Alan Stratton because we had the most club entrants into the Christmas Ornament Challenge. So I'm very excited about that. And Alan has agreed on Saturday, the 27th of February. Alan doesn't do Sunday demos, but he'll do Monday through Saturday. And we decided what better time to do it than in place of a workshop. And so he's agreed to that and the time. And we're working out all the fine details. And as we get closer to that, I'll give you more information on it. But you can mark that on your calendar. Saturday, February 27th at 10 o'clock will be the Alan Stratton demo.
Is that like a full blown demo, Jeff? Is that a full day deal or just an hour?
No, that's like most of the pro demos do. It'll probably go 2 hours.
Great, thanks.
Yep. Something I want to talk about that's kind of important and I think serious that needs to be covered, and I'm not going to complain about anybody or point fingers or anything, but I do want to say that when we have the club only events like the pro demos and stuff, we purposely don't allow guests because that's a perk of being a member of the club. That's our way of saying to our club members, thank you for being a member. In the last couple demos, especially the last one with Carl Jacobson, we had numerous people in the waiting room who were coming in as guests because members of the club gave them the login information and told them you ought to check this out. I know you're excited to share the information about the club and share the club and get people involved in it, but when we have member-only events, we ask you not to do that, please, because that is a perk for the members. We have had people who wanted to see something and they've actually joined the club 3 or 4 days in advance. That's perfectly fine. You know, if you want to do that, so be it. Just make sure you let me know, and that way we can make sure that you are covered and on the list for the link info. So please do not give out club login information for any private club function like a pro demo, or if we have something very special going on that we have to keep private, which there hasn't been any of those that I remember. So anyways, that's it on that. I'm not going to harp too much about it. I think that's pretty clear. Oh, and also going forward, if you're going to invite somebody to be a guest at our meeting, please let us know who they are so that when they come into the waiting room, we know who to look for. You know, a lot of people will come in and we don't know who it is. We don't know if they're there for wood turning and stuff. That's why we have everybody put their name on their display. That's mandatory. The full name's got to be on the display. If you're associated with another club, have them put that on too. So please let us know ahead of time so we know what to expect for the guys that are running the waiting room. So, okay, here's a biggie. I just finished my first year, first term as your president, and while it has been a wild year and one with a lot of things that we never would have expected in a million years, I have really enjoyed myself. And being the president, by our bylaws, you are allowed to hold a term twice. So this is my second and final year as being president. And I really hope that during this term, I get to meet with you face to face again, because it's only been one time since I started. And that was January of last year. February, I went to Hawaii. We are looking for somebody as soon as possible who is interested in being president. And I will tell you this, and the reason we're looking for that is we want you to start coming to the board meetings to groom you so you get an idea of how we operate, so that when your time comes, you don't feel like a fish out of water. You know, my first meeting as president was pretty smooth. I was very nervous about it and had a lot of concerns, but Chris Miller came to me early in 2019 and asked me if I would be interested in being president. And I said, if I can go to the board meetings and learn how you operate. And that made all the difference in the world. So we are offering that to you. If you are interested in being president of the club, we will groom you. We'll have you come into the meetings. I will get together with you whenever is necessary to help you with things. And going forward, when I'm done being president, the thing with the Zoom meetings and being put on video and everything, I will continue doing that. I will continue that position so you don't have to worry about it. And being president is not a very hard, it's not a hard job at all. It really isn't. It's not one of those jobs that consumes every single day of your week. I have maybe 3 days out of the month that I put any major time into, and that's generally a couple hours. One of them, and I chose to do this, was we started the Facebook challenge. So I go through every few days, look for new Facebook postings and make sure the people's names are getting put onto the list for the drawing. I will continue to do that also, that and the President's Challenge. So basically, your whole function will be just running the club. And I can tell you, there is no politics in this club. We have done a good job keeping that to a minimum. And the board is just a phenomenal, supportive board to work with, and it has made my job so much easier. So please let me know if you're thinking about it, or if you got any questions to help you make that decision. Contact me. I've got a couple people I'm going to call, but you know, this club, one of the things that makes this club so strong is we have new blood running it constantly. Whereas other clubs, they have gone under because they've had the same people for 20, 30 years, you know, being the president, being the vice president, and so on. You know, you've got to get that new thought pattern in there, and you got to get those changes in there and everything. So contact me. I guarantee you, it's a very rewarding experience, and it is nothing like you fear or everybody fears. So anyways, that's it for that. Let me know. We are also still looking for 2 positions on the board. That is our video person, and that's the person who set up all the video equipment before the meetings. And so it's something you wouldn't be needing to do until we get back to meeting face to face. But we're looking for that position because Paul Newberger is not going to be able to do it anymore. And John George was our person that handled catering when we had special events like the Galleria and Christmas party and so on. So we need a person to take his place. We're going to call it catering. So it'll be your job when we have those special functions of getting the food figured out, you know, where we're going to get it from, or if we're going to hire somebody to do it. So we're looking for those 2 positions, and I would like to get those 2 positions filled soon, for the same reason why I would like to get the president, person interested in being president in as soon as possible, so you can set in on the board meetings and see how we operate and how we do things. I think that would be a very rewarding experience for you. So please let me know on that. We are looking for demo and workshop volunteers for this year. Now demo, we are, let's see here, we are actually booked up through May, I think maybe even June, with Alan Stratton being one of those. But if you are interested, please let me know. As you saw in the past, Ian Fredericks used a cell phone. Paul Newberger used a cell phone. You don't need any fancy technical equipment like some of us have. And as we always said, and you're going to see this today, if you don't feel comfortable trying to do the video and the turning at the same time, we can have Chuck or one of our other members who are very familiar with this equipment come out to your shop and do the video for you. So all you got to do is concentrate on your turning and your demo. And you're going to see that today with Glen's demo. Chuck is actually at his shop and is going to do the video work. So workshops have always been a hard one to get somebody to run. And the same deal there. You don't need anything fancy, just a cell phone and an internet connection. And again, we can always have somebody there to do the video work for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So please contact me and let me know if you would like to be a Sunday demo or a workshop. Workshop is the hottest that we need right now. We're good for this month, and starting next month, February, we're good for that. March, we're going to need a workshop person. So please contact me. We'll get it all figured out. We'll test with you. We'll work with you. We'll get you there.
Want a goblet demo, Jeff?
I beg your pardon?
Want a goblet demo?
Sure. Who is this?
Matt Harbor.
Oh, okay, Matt. See, we can always count on Matt. I just don't want to go to the same person all the time. I think that's kind of unfair. And again,
if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't volunteer.
I know.
If you get somebody to cover it, that's fine too.
I know, but we got a lot of people that are great turners, and somebody comes in with a new idea. I'm actually working on a demo I'm going to do, and I think I'm scheduled for April. I'm just kind of fine tuning it right now because I've had some issues with how I'm doing it, because I haven't done a lot of spindle turning other than making pens. So I'm kind of learning spindle turning. But I'll be doing one in April. So I think it'd be good to get some fresh faces up there.
Hey, Matt, Vince Hellman says he's in the waiting room.
Well, there's nobody in the waiting room right now. If that was him under there called XP user or whatever, I asked him several times via message to rename himself to his correct name so I could admit him. So last time somebody said he was in there, I admitted him. So if that's him, if you're there, Vince, please rename yourself so we know who you are.
Okay. That was all the big announcements that I had for this particular meeting. Does anybody have any announcements or things that they feel we should know about?
If you like, I can do a workshop and a demo, and it will be on spindle turning.
Awesome.
So that's what I do. But if you'd like to slot me in sometime, I'm only too happy to.
Well, I appreciate that, Robbo. See, one of our international members, or soon-to-be members. So, yeah, it's funny. I started out making pens, and then I went right into bowls, and I've just done so little spindle turning. I've been trying. That's kind of my thing for 2021. I'm trying to get more spindle turning done. And that tool handles totally differently than a bowl gouge. That, or I'm doing something horribly wrong.
Oh, we're talking real turning with real tools here.
Yeah. Okay, I will contact you when we figure out when we're going to slot you in. My first thought is probably going to be March.
No problems at all, Jeff.
Thank you, my friend.
Excuse me, Jeff.
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you to the members that responded to my request and joined us yesterday for the Women in Turning. what do you call it, demonstration. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciated the support from the group that we got.
That's awesome. Well, we've got a good group of people. I really wanted to be there, but I had another day of plumbing. And so if you've seen any of my Facebook posts, this week has been a lot of fun. So hopefully you do another one, because I'll definitely want to come in and see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that yesterday, and Kathy did the club proud, and the whole program I thought was very well done, very well put together. Lots of really kind of scary and crazy, but great ideas from all those ladies.
Yeah.
So, kind of gives you an idea what goes on in their heads from time to time. But
Yeah, I'm really
you know.
I'm really excited to see women in turning. I really am. When I started in the club, we didn't have any that I remember. We didn't have any women who were turners, and slowly we have gotten more and more as members, and I just think that's great. And I heard somebody once say, the problem with having women in the club is they make us be better. Because they got great ideas and we got to match them. And you know what? That's good. That is good. We're here to make each other better. That's what the club, that's a major part of what this club is about, sharing and making each other better. So I'm looking forward to another demo when you guys do it. Anybody else?
I really like those collaborations that you guys did. I mean, a whole bunch of you guys did collaborations. I'd love to do something like that. So maybe the club could do a program like that where some of us collaborate or something. That looked really fun.
Where you have multiple turners working on one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know we did that in the past with a bowl.
Yeah.
Remember the pig?
Yeah. And,
so what was that, women? I missed it. I didn't know about it. So how do I find out about it?
Go to women. It's Women in Turning. It's a Facebook page. That's how it's called, Women in Turning, and join up on the Facebook page. Then you get all the information as it comes out.
So is it like womeninturning.com?
No, Women in Turning.
it's a Facebook page, so there is no .com.
You know, I'm still waiting for them to accept my application, but they won't.
You got to wear a dress, man.
Because they
You know,
know
that's sexist. I told Sally all that. Remember, Matt? I said, Sally, that's sexist.
and there's a reason.
And Sally slapped you, as I remember.
Yeah. Worth every second, buddy. Worth every second.
I miss you, Bob.
Yeah. Treat me cruel.
Yeah, I miss our get-togethers at Heroes too, man. Those are great. Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I teach a lot of women to turn, and they are better turners than men in most cases, for 3 reasons. A, they listen to you. B, they don't try and force anything. And they smell a hell of a lot better than most males I know.
Yeah. I think a lot of them have a lot more patience than we do too.
They do.
Yeah.
I just had dinner from Heroes a few days ago, so haha.
You should have told me.
Yeah,
We sat out in the parking lot.
Well, that's true. We could have done that.
So, okay. Anybody got anything else before we move on to our demo? Okay. Glenn, are you ready? Glenn and Chuck?
I'm ready.
Okay, Matt, if you want to spotlight him.
Got it. Here you go. Am I on? Yes.
Yes, you are.
You can see yourself from the bottom. I know, but okay, so Jeff isn't. No. Okay. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you, Glenn.
Great.
Do you want to point him at the camera that's pointing to him?
I hear someone talking. I've made a bunch of these pepper grinders. So I thought I'd do a demonstration on it. It's a pretty easy turn, but there's a few different ways to approach it. So I thought I'd show a little bit about how you can put it on the lathe and chuck it. once you get it set up, it's a pretty easy turn, like I said. So, but what I want to talk about is how I'm going to turn it, the size of the wood, some texturing and assembly. So the first thing I want to do is you get it comes in a box like this. It's a PK Grind 4B. I think the only place I've seen it is from Penn State, but all their dealers, you can get it from all their dealers. Woodcraft, Craft Supply. I think I got the last box. I bought a dozen of them and got them for like $10.99 through Exotic Blanks. So you get it from $10, $11, $12, pretty much at any of these dealers. So, but they make a really good craft show sale item, and or you can give them away as a hostess gift, maybe a housewarming gift, Christmas gift, whoever wants to use them. So it comes in a box like this, and it comes kind of strange. It handles backwards, but that's just for shipping.
I'm seeing a side view, not a front view. I'm not seeing what you're showing.
I'm sorry. You want to give me the front, camera two?
Camera 2?
Yeah.
The overhead?
Yeah, no, camera 2. The front view.
That's what you're on.
My iPad.
Oh, your iPad?
Yeah, you've got. They're seeing this.
No, we're seeing.
No, we're saying you.
Sorry.
The front view is spotlighted.
You got it right.
Yeah, we're seeing your front
There
view.
we go. Okay,
Oh, back
so
to the other camera.
you turn the handle around, tighten this up. This little mechanism has a little door right here, and you put your peppercorns in there. It's not going to hold a lot, so it's really more for domestic household use and decorative, but really is a cool little mechanism. And then here's your tension adjustment for adjusting the pepper for a thicker grind or a finer grind. So comes with a couple of screws. There's only 2 screw holes, but it looks like there's 4 points of contact. So, and it's an inch in diameter. So comes with instructions, and the instructions basically are self-explanatory, but I do it a little bit differently on my own. So it gives you the list of accessories that you need: a 1-inch Forstner bit, a 1 3/4-inch Forstner bit, 5/16 drill bit, jam chuck, 60-degree live center. From there, you can follow the instructions, or I'll give you a little bit different way. Instead of because the drawing on this isn't to scale, then you got to do all the measurements and all of that. So I just do mine a little bit differently, so I don't have to mess with measurements. So what I'll do is I'll show you a couple of photos and show you how I'm going to do this. And I'll show you the 2 different ways I'm going to mount it, so you can turn it. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to access my photos. Can you give me access to my photos?
What does it say? Oh, it's not letting you share screen.
You got me as a host?
I do not. Can you make him a host? Is AEW Demo 2 a host? Can I make you a host? I can't make you a host.
Jeff, can you make me a host so I can access my
only
photos?
Jeff can do that. Let me see if I can change the multiple participants. See if you can do it now.
Try it now.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, let me see my albums here. My pepper grinders. I'll load them all. Okay, so
We saw it for a moment.
so there's, we good now?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is a pepper grinder that I made with the piece of wood to the left. It's an old cedar fence post. Nice thing about these is you can get this, little chunks of free wood everywhere, but the cedar makes a nice look, doesn't it?
Sure does.
So you never know that something like that would be in a chunk of wood like that. And I've got, in fact, I'm going to be turning a cedar fence post today.
That's also a beautiful example of just because it's ugly on the outside doesn't mean it's beautiful on the inside.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's amazing.
Right. So let me go back. I'm going to load all these. Okay, so if you look at this piece right here, oh, it's not allowing me to move
Let
my.
me remove the multi-pin and just do the.
What's that again?
Oh, go ahead. Can you make him a host?
No, only Jeff can do that.
Jeff, can you make AAW Demo 2 a host?
You can only make him a co-host if he makes
Jeff
him a
is
host.
AWOL.
Jeff is AWOL, he's not there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just flip through a couple of these. If you look at this picture right here, see how the mechanism is set into the grinder.
Share it again.
And then, what's that again?
Hey, Jeff
Sure.
Walters.
Jeff's not listening. Glenn, share that picture again. Do a share screen and share it and select it.
You have to share the whole screen. You're going to have to click on it and make it full.
Okay, I can't move it though.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Let's see if we can get our.
Anyway, right here, let's see.
Jeff, can you hear us?
I'm sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Glenn needs to be made a host.
Okay.
AAW2 demo. AAW Demo 2.
Demo 2.
While we're doing that, by the way, over my right shoulder, it would be left in the screen. You see Chuck. Appreciate Chuck helping me out over here.
I didn't recognize him at first. Hi, Chuck.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Okay, you are host now.
Thank you. So let me do this and see if I can have access
I'm
to all
going to
these
remove the
photos.
multi-pin.
Just only let me choose one at a time.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
okay.
here, let me do this. You're the host.
Mm-hmm.
Try share screen now. Make the pictures full screen.
Okay, make them full screen.
And then share screen up at the top. Make one full screen, yep.
Okay.
And then slide down, it should say share screen up at the top.
It says stop share.
Okay, sure, stop share. Yep, you're sharing.
Okay. Okay, I can only get a hold of one picture at a time.
Can't slide them.
Can't slide them unless I gotta load them all. Sorry about this, guys.
Oh, that's okay.
Little technical difficulty.
Do what you need to do.
Okay, I'll put these all in order. Thanks for your patience. There, I think we got it now.
Yep, we can see them.
Okay, so if you look at this picture right here, see how that's recessed into the mechanism or into the base.
Mm-hmm.
So let me stop being a wise guy here. Oh, this one, I'm being slick here. See how it's raised up, sitting on top? So those are the two variations I'm going to do. Now this one's done in Osage Orange. And did a little bit of texturing on that one. A little line burning.
The texturing, what did you use for coloring it?
I painted it with black acrylic paint. And then
Okay.
I put some gold, I rubbed some gold paint over the top of it.
Oh, very nice.
There's another one with a little bit of texturing. This is another red cedar. Same effect. This one is white cedar. And I did this texturing with a punch.
Oh,
And then I put oil on it, let it get dark, and then I sanded over it and finished over the top of it. A little red oak with some burn lines and some texturing. More white cedar. Another red oak. Now, I think this is the last one that I sold. Now, I sold this one. This is a person who's bought like 4 or 5 from me. Cost you $13 for the mechanism, nothing for the wood. I got $50 for it, and I included the shipping, and it was $8 to ship it to the person. So, you know, by the time you still had a $30 bill for probably half hour, 35 minutes of turning. So it's some good money, and it's a nice little thing to give somebody as a gift or whatever. Here's another red cedar, and this one I used a large bandsaw blade that I cut off and used the points of that, hit that all over the place. And this is the most recent one that I did. I was actually practicing some beading, and that's the one that I have right here. And turned out that the wood was coming out quite pretty, so I just decided to turn it into a mill. I'm not the best with beading with a skew. There's a few swear words involved in this one, so
I understand that.
I'm going to use a beading tool today.
Hey Glenn, do they make the salt mills like the pepper mill would be?
Not for this style, not that I've seen, no. But I don't know if the mechanism's okay to use salt. I don't think so, because it's really, really fine anyway.
I bought 2 myself, and I plan on trying one as a salt mill.
Okay.
I've made and sold quite a few of those, for a lot of them. I probably have a dozen of them done right now. And I have had people use them for salt mills and say they've worked fine. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I've not tried it, but I've had people tell me that they do work for that. So
okay,
well, you know, they use a different mechanism for salt. Like this one, they use a silver stainless steel mechanism for pepper.
Correct.
And then they use a white ceramic one for salt, so it doesn't corrode.
That's the problem. They work well for a little while, and then the salt corrodes the metal in them.
Well, that's what I thought, but I'm going by what people have told me. So, you know.
As long as your customer is happy.
Well, hey, you know what? For someone it might not have worked, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work for other people.
Right,
so
right.
You got to
Like
give it a
Jeff
try.
said, if the customer's happy, I'm happy.
So this is a piece of wood. It's a old cedar post. It's got a little bit of character to it. And if you want to, so there's a couple different ways to turn this. So this is the one I'm going to do. I'm going to chuck it in a with a tenon, and then I'm going to do the recessed mount. But rather than go through the process of doing all the drilling and everything for the recessed mount, I created this. I made this board. This didn't take me very long. So the first thing you want to do, if this is your piece on the end, you put the X in the center, and then so I don't have to do all the measuring, I set the mill and lined up all the corners with the lines. So then I went in and lined up the hole for the drill bit with my punch right where the circle lines up. right inside there. So I did all 4 of those plus my center hole. So then you take the, what is it, 5/16, it's backwards here. Yeah, 5/16 bit, and you drill that 1/4 inch deep. You want to make sure you drill this one with these small drill holes before you drill the large one, because it's going to be hard to get those holes when it's right on the edge of the wood. So you want to do that in order. And then you drill this in 1/4 inch. You can make it deeper, you can make it shallower. You don't have to have the whole thing set in. So then your mechanism drops right in there. You can see it's recessed as opposed to sitting on top. This one isn't recessed all the way in, but you can set it in as far as you want. All right. Any questions so far?
And
just how far you recess it.
the larger hole,
Just how far you recess it.
the larger hole that you drilled, was that with a Forstner bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So now that's where I'm at right now. But I drilled a 1-inch hole so that when I put it on my live center, I'll have more to meet with. If this was a hardwood, I could still set it into that one little point that was in the center. And but this will allow more contact with my live center going in till I cut the tenon and then remount it for drilling. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do now. I'll go ahead and mount this and turn it round and put a tenon on it so we can drill it. So if you want to switch to camera 1.
Camera, sure. Is that the correct one?
Here we go. Okay, so now this is a real easy piece to do, and pretty safe too, because you've got contact on both ends. You don't have anything sitting out there almost through the whole project, except for cleaning up the end. It's got full contact, so it's really safe project, and you can really crank up the speed and make some turning. So I'm going to start by turning it round and then put a tenon on it, and then we'll chuck it up for drilling, okay? It's too small. It's too weird. Okay, we're good.
Smells like Christmas in here.
Yeah. All right. Put a tenon on it. We'll check it up. little dovetail on there. I don't usually do it this way. I usually do it the other way, but I'm going to show you when we're done here. It's a lot quicker, and without putting a dovetail on it. Now, if you have a wide set of jaws, you can just put that. It's 2.5 inches. That's the smallest you want to go, because you don't want to turn. Where am I? Oh, there we go. We don't want to turn.
They can't see that.
And get too close to where the holes are. So you want to stay. That's about as far as we want to be.
If I could just raise a small point here. That chuck is an SN3, I think they call them. They're a Nova chuck, and they don't have a dovetail on the jaws. It's actually parallel jaws on them, if I remember rightly.
Well, this is my larger chuck, but I have my mini jaws on there. That's how I'm going to hold the second one. But yep. It's a PIA, as you might say, to switch from the large jaws that would hold that size of a piece of wood to these. So if you have a couple chucks, then you can.
You know what I was getting at
is that switch from one to the other.
What I was getting at is that the tenon should be parallel, not dovetailed on those.
Okay. So if you want to adjust your piece based on what you have available, if you don't have an extension drill chuck, then you can drill your Forstner bit as far in on the drill press as you can and meet from both sides, but you got to make sure that your ends are square.
How many inches is your extender rod?
You know, I think I got it from Craft Supply, but I've had it for so long can't say for sure. So, but I think I got it at Craft Supply. You can get them at most places.
I got mine from Craft Supply.
Yeah. That looks like it's about 3-4 inches.
Yeah.
You can actually get those at Ace Hardware too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Do you have to shave, like on your Forstner bit, a flat? Because my Forstner bits are all round.
I've never shaved a flat on my Forstner bits, and I've never had a problem. I just make sure I get the Allen screws tight.
Yeah, you want to make sure they're tight, especially if you're working with hardwood, and you don't want to take too big of a bite at a time, because I've had it slip out in the middle of a drill, and I've had to go in there with a clamp or vice grips and really crank it to get it out of there. So you don't want to lose that.
We actually had that happen in a club demo a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this being, what I should have done was check my depth here first, because I'm going to have to part this off. Now, what some might want to do is leave enough so that you can keep a jam chuck, make a jam chuck out of it. but I have one that I have that fits this hole, so I'm not gonna, we all know how to make a jam chuck, I hope. If not, we'll have to figure out. So I'm just gonna go a little bit deeper so I can part this, make sure I go all the way through. Now this will be a pretty easy drill because this wood is soft and it's old and dry. So I'll be able to get through here without too much trouble. Oh, it smells good, doesn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it does. It smells like Christmas in here.
Now I'll know when I reach the end because I drill that hole from the other end, it'll release. But if you don't know where if you didn't drill that hole from the other end, you have to gauge it and mark it. So, and there's my release. There's still a lot of dust in there.
Drop something.
Drop something?
It's by between your feet.
You take this out, set it aside, and then we can come back with our live center. Now, the rest of it is the fun part. Is that you get to do whatever you want. Take my trusty straw. Roll that out. Now it's fully supported. Couple things I want to suggest that you do or don't do is you don't want to mess with this edge anymore. You want to you have the, can you get the end camera?
End camera? Yeah, absolutely.
If we got enough view here, but right here I'm about a 1/16 of an inch from the edge, so I don't want to mess with that edge because we don't want to go touch it. I could round it off a little bit, but I don't want to go any further on that, so I'll clean that up and we'll start the rest of the body.
Switch back.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's a nice little character in there. I don't want to turn too much of that away, so. And I'll turn this probably around 900 to 1,000. You're fully supported here, so it's really nice to have all that. You don't have to worry too much about whether you're going too deep or too aggressive. So. Chamfer that edge a little bit.
Is it possible to zoom a little bit just so we can see the work?
Yeah, you're on his face shot. You want to go to the
You can
overhead.
zoom on your phone a little bit.
No, I can't from this view. I'm sorry. So right here, if you make your turn and you want to put a bead up here, just make sure, because it's recessed, you keep your bead down a little bit lower, because ask me how I know, the screw will come through that bead. So if you consider your rule of thirds, I usually do the third here.
Can we
But
see
up here,
the bird's eye view
depending-
again? Can we see the bird's eye view?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were on the bird's eye.
Are we there now?
We're already seeing from overhead.
Oh, are you?
Oh,
Okay,
you
good.
were?
Okay, good. Good.
I'm not. How come?
It's got to be something at your end, Sandy. I really don't know.
Check your
Oh.
pins. Check your pins. See if you pinned one of them.
There's demo 1 and demo 2. Demo 2,
Demo 1's the overhead. Demo 2 is the straight on looking at him. Demo 3 is the end view.
How do I choose a demo?
You don't.
top right. Yeah, you don't actually. Yeah.
You should be seeing a spotlighted. Are you on a phone or a computer?
iPad.
Okay, you should
Problem
see.
is she has chosen one of those views, and that's why it's stuck on that view. She has to unchoose it. I don't know how you do that, but that's.
You
I
can
think
either
that's the problem.
you can either unpin the video, unpin it, or you can go to speaker view, change your view to speaker view rather than gallery view. Go back and forth. And then that should end up with the spotlighted view, which is the overhead demo 1, right?
Right now we have an overhead, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my parameter talking about length. I try to stay less than a 6-inch length, because by the time you add this to that, you're going to get another 3 inches on it, and it can tend to get top heavy if you make it too tall. The taller you make it, the wider you got to be over here. You can actually make this on a flat piece of wood, and it'll still do the job. If you drill a 1-inch hole there, you screw it, and you can use this like this, you know. So whatever you do from here to here is all decorative. And I'm not going to get too crazy into how to do the design. It's the nice thing is, whatever you want to do is what you want to do. So I'm just going to set this up to show where my end is, where I'm going to part it off at, so I can figure out where I want my design to be. Now, one other thing that I want to mention is your hole is 1 inch in diameter. You can make it at 1 1/16 if you want. I wouldn't go too much more than that, because you want to leave room for your screw holes, but you want to make sure that you don't go less than 1.5 inches, because that'll give you a 1/4 of an inch on each side of the hole that runs through the wood. So that's about where my 1/3 is. So I'm going to start And I'm gonna start getting some shape. So now we have a design opportunity here.
So how thin are you there, Glenn?
Glenn, can you adjust the light up on top? It's glaring. It's hard to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Too dark?
No, too light.
No,
Too light.
Too light. No,
Too light.
here,
Sure.
this is what it looks like.
Okay.
You got a flare on it. I think it's that one.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to clean this bottom up. I tend to like to keep the base wider than the top if I can. Just seems to give it a little more stability. There's nothing else in appearance.
How thin are you at the top there? Are you anywhere near going through?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How thin are you at the top? Are you anywhere near going through where it's narrow?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm right at about 1.5 inches, so I don't want to go any further than that. Okay, so now I got my basic shape. I could go ahead and sand all this. But what I want to do now is I'm going to take on the bottom here, I'm going to use this. It's an old gouge that I turned into a beading tool. Oh, Mike Walt video on making the beading tool. And I got a smaller one here to put on the top. And I'll clean this up a little bit. All I notice I got some chip out here, so I'll take this and just put this all the way down through there. Just take that right away. And I could go ahead and finish this, but that kind of gives you the basic idea of how the whole process works. You can do whatever design or activity you want in there. I'll just part this off. I don't know what's going to happen once I get that hole in there. But now I can take this check off. I mean, unchuck the and I'll put the and this will allow me to clean up the bottom. Now, it's got some play in it on the jam chuck, but I can clean that up right at the end, so it'll be real easy to do. And that fits right in there, and we have our pepper mill.
Great, Glenn.
So, all right.
That's great.
Any questions? We got one more thing we want to do here is show you how easy it is to do it the way that I normally do it.
Use your wrench.
Yeah, the other way is so where the mechanism sits right on top. And what I did is on my drill press, I drilled a 1-inch hole here first. And I take my mini jaws So instead of doing all the measuring, the cutting, the drilling, and then the Forstner bit and all of that, just to put it on top, if you're doing a craft show, you're probably going to want to have maybe less money involved in time if you're going to ask, depending upon what price you want to get for it. So top mounting is really, I think the recessed looks better, but the top mounting is quicker to make a finish it up, because you just put it in here. Now I can drill. Oh, you're doing time. I think you're all right.
Get you some.
And then again, I can drill through until I get a release from the other end. And now we're through. You doing all right? Any questions? No questions? Did I lose everybody?
Do you finish the inside of that with anything?
No. No, really the pepper comes from the mechanism. It should drop right through it. If you do anything, I just, clean it out or dust it out, but there really doesn't need to be any finishing. So you can if you want. I don't.
Do you ever make a base to catch the leftover pepper that comes out? Would be on the counter if you didn't have a base for it?
No. It's a good idea though. Now I'll turn this down, around. There's a little crack in here. I just hope it doesn't go all the way through. We'll find out. Huh? Me too. I'll stand aside, Chuck. tighten it too much and put too much pressure on there. Now this being the bottom, what I want to do is make sure I got this cleaned up because I'm going to reverse it. And now this becomes my bottom. What I'll do is I'll clean that up a little bit because it'll be close to the chuck. I'm sure there's people saying, well, I would have done it this way or that way. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And sure, someone can show me a couple different ways, but this is to show how easy this is, because without recessing the top, you know, you just turn this around. Now we're good to go on the top. Now what I'll make sure is how much space I have to play with here. So you can set this right on here, and I got quite a bit of room here, so I can probably go in another 1/8 of an inch in there to start this top. So it's fun just to play with it and see where it goes. I don't usually have a design in mind. Maybe I'll make this one a little bit more modern. Okay, so then you get the shape that you want. You can sand it. Put a couple of designs in here. Take this little piece of sample formica I got from Home Depot. Like I say, I'm not gonna finish this. It's about getting it to the point where you're happy with the look of it. And then the easy part about this is the assembly. It goes pretty easily. Can we see this?
You want the top?
Yeah, you got the top?
Or do you want the front view?
No, we can do the top.
I can do front view.
Probably the top is better.
Okay.
So you center this in the top of your mill. Now, if you're right-handed, probably want to have the design of your mill on the side that you want to show off most. I'm going to turn this because I got a knot there. So then you center it. Where did my... Get in the center, use your awl to mark the hole because there's only 2 of them. Now I need more light. You drill those holes because the screw, especially if it's hardwood, isn't going to go through here. But make sure you use a drill bit big enough so that the screw will go in there relatively easily, and still get a bite. Because if you make it too small, the screw will strip out. it's in the box. There you go. Now you need a pretty small screwdriver to do this. I had one just the other day where I didn't drill the hole big enough and the screw stripped out, and then I had to use one from another mechanism. But there's the finished product with a little decorative. I didn't, like I say, I didn't finish it all up because of time. But you know how much you want, how great you want to make it look with the finish or the pattern or design, and but that's how I make them.
It's facing front now.
Hmm?
It's the fate that your iPad now. No, the view's the iPad.
The what now?
I'm showing you in the iPad.
Oh, okay.
So that's your camera.
So anyway, it's not the most finished piece, but that's how you would do it. You just finish your trim and your edges and your coves and beads and whatever to your liking, and then you got a pepper grinder.
Thanks, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Right.
Glenn,
Yes.
what would you normally finish at with? What's your preferred finish?
Either I've been using Eddie's Shine Juice.
Okay.
Captain Eddie's Shine Juice. It's basically a friction polish.
Right.
The other
Do you
one I
like
would use
Odie's?
is. I'm sorry.
Do you like Odie's?
I usually, if I want a real shiny finish that's really durable, I'll use a brush-on deft lacquer. That's my go-to finish for heavy use items. Something like this, because it's probably more decorative, and I would probably use a Eddie Shine Juice, or what's that?
Final Cut.
Yeah, or the Final Cut would be good too. So.
I would think Odie's is something that to me is priced out of my range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use that.
You know, it's I don't know if this is going to be used. If it's going to be used daily, I'd put a lacquer on it. If it's going to be used by someone who cooks occasionally, like my daughter, I would probably just put a Shine Juice on there.
Thanks for the idea. Looks like a moneymaker.
Yeah. It, you know, if you make them and you don't sell them, next time you go to somebody's house that's having dinner, it's a nice hostess gift, or whatever. So yeah.
Okay, if anybody's got any questions, please make sure you unmute your mic. Glenn, we're getting a lot of people in chat saying thank you, job well done.
Here's where you're at.
Yeah, thank you.
Easy to mute your mic by hitting the space bar.
Yes.
Okay, who was that?
Oh, Schultz.
Yes, Paul.
The blanket, what you started with.
How big was the blank you started with?
Oh, this one was 3 inches. The one I did before was just a little over 2.5 inches. So I didn't have much more to play with, but because it was a fence post, I had to cut out some cracks out of the edges. But I just used it because it's soft, it looks good, it's easy to cut, and easy to texture. So a lot of them are hardwoods that I do.
Right. So around 3 inch square.
But it's definitely open for coloring and putting lines in, and staining and all different kinds of things. You can have a lot of fun with it.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. I enjoyed it too.
Thank you, Glenn.
You're welcome.
So,
Hey, Glenn, will you make Jeff the host again from AA Demo 2?
I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
okay, that spotlighted me. So I am the host again, right?
No, you're not. Not yet.
Nope. Oh, okay.
There he is.
I can see him.
I see him on here.
It won't let me make him a host.
It's got to be done from AA Demo 2.
Oh.
It's the one that's looking at Glenn. You got to make Jeff the host from there.
Oh, that one. Can you make Jeff the host? So find Jeff in the participants. Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Thanks, Matt.
That did it.
Got it?
Got it.
Yep,
Thank you.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. That was a great demo, and I'm looking forward to getting started on mine. Okay, we come to the point now where we're going to do tool review. So if you brought a tool that you like us to know about, whether it's new or whether it's one that you've used for a while or whatever, unmute your mic, let me know. I'll go first. I've got two. First off is, many of you probably remember, I've been complaining for about 6-7 months that I have not been able to find my Sorby Mini spiraling or texturing tool. I had the handle that I had another part in it, but I couldn't find that anywhere. And I actually cleaned the shelves off in my shop so I could put up shower curtains, and voila, it was sitting right out in the open. So there it is. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go. I think I only used it one time, and then it just disappeared. So it was sitting underneath a couple other tools. So I got the two other cutter heads with it too that have different size spoke or points on them. So
Jeff, remember that the ones that have the single bevel on one side, they're spiraling tools. And the ones that have a bevel on both sides, that's the texturing tool.
Oh, okay. This has a bevel on one side.
Spiraling.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Other one is I've been talking in the past about medical grade CA, more specifically Parfix 3408, which has a 45-second. Beg your pardon? Which has a 45-second work time and no fumes. Mark Soleil is a big proponent of it. He does finishing with it, and I've watched many of his videos, and I've actually talked with him, and he sent me a couple little 1-ounce bottles to play with, which I've done. I could not find Mark's contact information for the life of me, but I ran across a gentleman out of Coldwater, Michigan, who's a turner named Michael Paul, and he does a lot of Facebook stuff, and he uses it, and he's putting a video out on Facebook at my suggestion on his method for using it. But this is it. I got an 8-ounce bottle from him, but I think he's out right now. Your #1 source for it is Mark Soleil, which you can look that up online. Mark's out there, and he's got his own website. So anyways, what he does, he gets it sanded down to 320, and then he puts a coat of boiled linseed oil on, and then on the same cloth with the boiled linseed oil, he puts on a little bit of the Parfix 3401 and goes along the piece to get the CA worked into it. And like I said, you got about 45 seconds to work with, which is a long time with CA. Then he'll just hit it real quick with an activator and let it set for about a minute. Then he'll repeat that process, boiled linseed oil, and then the CA. And he does that 3 times with activator in between, and he's got a finished product. And depending on how you put it on, you can have a really glossy finish, you can have a satin finish, depending on how you put it on. So I'm going to be playing around with it, and as I do and get better with it, I'll be showing all of you what I've been doing or what I've been learning with it. So That's my other tool I got was a 3408. I just got that 2 days ago. So anybody else got a tool to
Yep.
review?
Jay Penfield, you're up. Unmute yourself. You've got your hand up.
Glazer might be the room right. I'm not sure. Turn me on. That's cool. Sandpaper with the backing on it. So I try to get around here. I picked these boxes actually yesterday. What's nice about this paper is it comes in 4-inch squares. It's got a foam backing on it. So I've got from 150 up to 600 grit right there under the lathe to make it really easy to get to. And it's really nice work with very high quality sandpaper.
Did you get that from Vince's Wooden Wonders?
Performance line tool.
Okay. Cool. The reason I asked, Vince's Wooden Wonders has that on sale now.
Oh, really? How much you charge it for?
I couldn't tell you right offhand. I haven't been to a site simply because I don't need any sandpaper right now. I got a ton of it, but that won't last long.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to work with though. I like
it. Vince is currently selling the boxes $105 for a box.
I paid $68 a box at Performance Line Tool.
What's the name of it?
It's Best Tool.
I can't understand.
I can't understand you either.
Performance Line Tool on Telegraph.
Oh.
He said best tool.
He said Performance Line Tool on Telegraph in Pontiac.
I bought it at Performance Line Tool for $68 a box, and Jason's easy to work with. I deal with Jeff over at Glen also. Very good people.
Yeah, I like Performance Line. Great company.
Yep.
They got good employees, right? My grandson worked there.
Oh yeah.
Hey Jay, what's the grits available on that?
I got them all. I got 120, 150. I'm missing any 150. I didn't give you the box. 180, 220, 320, 400, 600.
Jackson, do you want to go outside with them?
Does it go higher than 400?
I got 600 here also.
Okay, because the ones that Vince sells starts at 600 and goes up to 1500.
Okay.
And that I'm using that stuff for finishing, sanding out a finish.
Okay. I just these are the ones I got for now. They were supposed to give me the 150 also. They didn't give me the 150 for some reason. So. But they work really good.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else got a tool review?
I haven't got a tool review, but just on your little mini, the Sorby mini thingo, just watch the bolt. It has a bad habit of coming out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you talking the one right there? Right on the
which
head?
one?
It's the one that holds the...
Yeah, the one that holds the cutter in.
Yeah, okay.
If you use it the wrong way, it'll tend to unscrew.
Oh.
And it falls into the sawdust, and because it's brass, you can't pick it up with a magnet.
No, you're down on your knees for a couple hours.
Yeah, don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. I've done that with pen bushings.
And just as another aside there, if you want to do a little decorating with punching, a Phillips screwdriver leaves little stars in it. It looks fantastic.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Another thing that works good is a scaling tool, a pneumatic scaling tool.
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
A lot of nice texture with that.
Oh, very nice. Anybody else got a tool review?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Sabertooth guys got something. I don't know if they'll even show up. The new, let me see. I don't know how to hold them up.
Get it right in front of your face.
Hey, Bob.
There you go.
Right in front of my face. Yeah, I've got the cross cutters. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me do that. I've got the cross cutters. They're the brand new ones for doing eyes and scaling and stuff like that. She just started getting them to where we can get them. So I've got those. I know Alfred was asking about them, and I just got them in like 2 days ago. Okay, they're a crosscut. They don't have the grit on them like the regular cutters do, but they are on YouTube. If you look up Sabertooth crosscut cutters, they have a gentleman showing how to do eyeballs and fish scales with them.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're nice. I like everything else, you know, that case that I showed you folks with all the cutters on it. I haven't got to use the white or the orange ones yet, or wherever they're at here. But they have all of them, and I've been picking some up little by little, and have them right in stock to get them sent out if anybody needs them. Okay.
I like the white ones. They're nice.
Well, yeah, like I say, I haven't had a chance to play. I've been doing things. I spent yesterday doing plumbing too, Jeff, and electrical today, and countertops the day before. And, you know, some days I wish I never learned how to pick up a hammer or a wrench or anything else that entails doing work. So,
yeah.
But that's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Okay.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Bob. Probably talked about it before, but it's from Ken Rizza and his slick stick.
Pull it closer to yourself, Bob. Pull it back. There you go. What is it?
It'll clean CBN wheels. That's what he sells them for. It's used by NASA. And I have used it. You don't put it on the wheel directly. You put it on your tools. And then, because he kept saying, well, it takes it out of the wheel as you're sharpening. So I used a facial tissue and wiped the cutter off the end of the tool, and be darned if you can see the small stuff that's been in the wheel. It works beautifully. It's also a really good lubricant for the lathe bed and stuff like that. It's like a wax, but it does clean out CBN wheels. I told him that you shouldn't sell it because you're going to cut back on your sale of wheels, but he doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
Ken and I go back a long way. I met Ken when I was just a young man. My dad bought a house from him in Florida.
Oh, okay. Now
and we went down to get it. We bought a house when he was a real estate person.
Right. Now, I've also heard of people using that on their bandsaw blades behind the teeth.
Oh, yes, it works beautifully.
Yeah.
Well, so the teeth cut a little when you put it on. You can't help that. But, oh, it really helps. And scroll saw really helps there. The wood, if you're not holding something down as tight as you want as you're making curves, and often if you have the wrong type of blade or whatever, it wants to lift it. This stops all that from happening. Works beautifully. And I have used it all sorts of places to try out what it'll do. And it lasts forever. And it's dirt cheap.
Okay,
so
great.
how do you get a hold of Ken?
Woodturners Wonders. Woodturnerswonders.com. That's one of many items that he sells. And Ken is a good guy.
Oh yeah, that's where I get my sandpaper from and the sanding discs, and I have for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when he has a sale go on, I get a custom call half the time from him saying, you should be out by now. Can I restock some of your sanding? You know. And he does help out vets, I'll tell you that, if he knows you are one in pricing.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you. Anybody else got a tool? Last call? Okay, moving on to our next item. Since we're talking tools, we are starting a new tool raffle. If we can spotlight me. There we are.
All set, Jeff.
That's a pretty scary image. But anyways, we got a new we're starting a new tool raffle. This is for the Hoslick hook tool. You would have to get a shaft, drill the end of it, and you know, put a handle on it to make the rest of it. But this is the working part of the tool. It's the Hoslick hook tool, and that is available to get tickets for right now. The tickets are $5, just as we've done in the past, and you can buy as many tickets as you want. And as soon as we get past a certain point, we will raffle this off. So I suspect on this one, we will probably be raffling it off next meeting. That's what I'm hoping for, so we can add something new then. So if you're interested in that, when the meeting's over with, go to our website, to the members only area, click on the tool raffle button, and run through to pay your $5. And click on that as many times as for as many tickets as you want. You can buy more than one ticket if you'd like. So.
Jeff, Henry Morgan, it's not up there yet. I haven't received anything from Chuck.
Well, our tool raffle's up there, isn't it?
No, we don't have anything for.
Oh, I didn't realize we took it off the site.
I took off the Halloween system as soon as it was awarded to.
Oh, okay. I guess Chuck, we got to get that on the over to Henry also. Get that made up. So we'll get a link on the website so that you can begin purchasing tickets for that. Next is our forever famous Facebook challenge. We had 31 people post stuff this month, which is a pretty good margin. And so I am going to go through with my randomizer. I've got it set up for 1 to 31. And I am going to go ahead and hit random. The number is 15. Kathleen Gardner, you have won a certificate for craft supply.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
And can I talk about my bowl a little bit? Or is
We're going to do
the
that.
next step?
We're going to do that in a minute. For we got show and tell to go yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I entered this.
Okay. Next is our President's Challenge. I was a little nervous on this one because up until about a week ago, we only had 2 people posted pictures. And I think, boy, I wonder if this was too difficult. So I put the word out that we needed, you know, this is your last chance. And as of about 9 o'clock last night, we had 10 people that had images up on Facebook or had gotten them to me so I could put them on Facebook for them. So I've got the randomizer set up for 1 to 10. I am going to hit the button, and the number is 10. And the winner is Sandy Doran. And she was actually the very last person to get me one, and she had a really interesting one. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake here. I didn't show the pictures, did I? Okay, hold on here a second. Let me share my screen, and we'll show you the pictures of all the President's Challenge images. Here we go. Okay, first off was Cindy Yates, and Cindy did a combination of wood and resin, and she did the metal insert to make it like a coffee mug, which is something I never thought of until she did that. I thought that was a pretty slick idea. So, next is David Alar. He was one of our first people to post an image. And that's his. This is Ed Wilkiemeyer, I'm sorry. He did more of a coffee mug, which is fine. My concern was that I just wanted people to make a mug or a sign. This is Glen McCollough. He went with the natural look, which is, I love that knot in there, that piece of bark, that piece of branch. That is just a cool piece. So nice work. John Dizelle. He's one of our early ones also. He obviously got the acrylic down. He did really good with that. Matt Harbor. And that just came in yesterday. And what kind of wood was that, Matt?
Bradford pear.
Bradford pear, okay.
And the handle's maple.
Okay,
You know,
great.
it came in this morning, dude. It came in this morning, dude. The handle wasn't on it yesterday.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. And then Phil Stevens. That was his work. And let's see what else we got. Oh, Richard Megnick, actually in the center there. He made more of a beer holder, which I thought was a great idea. I could use that a lot. Ron Pullman. There's a traditional looking stein. And Sandy Doran. Hers has a handle that looks kind of like a horn. I don't know if that's a horn or not, Sandy, or is that a piece of wood?
It's a buffalo horn.
Okay. Everybody was asking that question, and I didn't know. So, cool idea. That's very nice. And is that box elder wood?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And then I put nail polish, black nail polish, around the bead area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To tie in the mug with the horn.
That's a good idea. I like that. Very good. And that's it for the President's Challenge. That's all the images. I'm sorry, I should have done that first. But let me stop sharing my screen. So anyways, Sandy, you're the winner for the President's Challenge. And I will get those certificates in the mail to you just as quickly as I can. And now we come to show and tell. If you've got something to show us that you've done or you're working on or whatever, make sure you unmute your mic. I'm going to go first. Many of you know that I got a trunk of a tree from my neighbor Tammy a couple years ago, and this is the latest bowl that came out of it. This is ambrosia maple, and this has got a lot of great ambrosia lines in it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And for those of you who don't know what ambrosia means, it means that these little lines are tunnels that the ambrosia beetle was burrowing through the wood, and it creates that really cool effect right there. So this is a nice piece, not as spalted as the other pieces that came out of the tree, but I fell in love with it. And the finish, I did not buff this. This is Axe wood polish and Axe polish. That's all I used on this, and it just came out exceptionally well. I was very pleased. It gave me a hard time. The tenon broke off, and I had to figure out what to do so I could finish it. And lo and behold, I started thinking about Lyle Jamison, and I ended up putting a glue block on it, which was fun getting it centered, but I got it centered, and I was able to finish it. And then I just used a jam chuck to get the glue block off and clean that all up and put the cuts into it. So that's my bowl for this month. One other piece I've got, I gotta lean over here. I was out at Armstrong's Millwork with my neighbor the other day. My neighbor Jim is an amazing carver, and we were out there getting some bird's eye maple that he wanted to get. And I just happened to look on their cart, and they had this amazing piece of Purple Heart bowl blank. It's 2 by 9.5. I mean, it's rock solid, no cracks. And it's heavy, very heavy. So it's going to be fun to turn. This is going to be either a bowl or platter. And I got it for a lousy 29 bucks. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not complaining. So if you haven't been out to Armstrong's, they're open from 12 to 5, I think it is, Monday through Friday. And they're a great place to go to because you can walk amongst all their woods. You can walk into the area where they do all the milling work and everything like that, and see all the equipment and so on. And they just got a couple barns chock full of amazing wood, including the biggest mahogany collection I have ever seen in my life. They've got planks there that are 10 inches thick and 25 feet long. It's just amazing. So,
Jeff,
with
let
that,
me jump in for a second to add to that what you just said.
Sure.
About Armstrong's.
Uh-huh.
I started buying wood from Armstrong about 15 years ago. one of my students from my karate class is a woodworker and used to be a client there. I needed some maple for a job, and Ian said, go check out Armstrong. I never knew who they were. So I run out there, and I find a parcel of material that's perfect what I need. I don't have money in my pocket to buy it, and they don't take checks. And I said to Sue, I said, how can we do this? She said, well, Ian referred you to us, right? I said, yeah. Just take the material. When you sell your job, send me a check. Send me some cash, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, okay, you want me to fill out a credit application? She says, well, Ian sent you here, right? And I said, yeah. She says, no, just go take the stuff and have a nice day. I'll see you later. Old school.
Yeah.
Handshake, just great people, totally awesome, in every way. Dennis calls me up whenever he gets the woods, and I like the exotic stuff. Hey, Jay, we got something. You want to come out check it out? They take care of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great people.
I love working with Dennis too. Matter of fact, Dave Meyer is the one that turned me on to it a year or so ago. We went out there and chatted a lot with Dennis and everything like that. And I went back a couple months later, and I said, Dennis, I don't know if you remember me or not. Dave Meyer brought me in here. He goes, oh, if Dave brought you in, it's twice the cost of everything. So, so yeah, I love them.
Great people.
They're great, and they've always got new stuff in.
And I always get my cut.
Just a little point of clarification. They take checks and cash there. They do not take credit cards.
Yeah, that's what it was then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because they always take my check, and my checks are really funny sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of got an idea what I'm going to get, and I just hit the ATM on the way. And so it's never been a problem. Right now, because of...
They're closed from 12 to 12:30 for lunch.
Yeah.
They close from 12 to 12:30 at
Yeah.
for lunch.
They got very limited hours now because of the pandemic, and they've moved out of the front, their purchasing area. They set up a stand out in the area where all the wood is on shelves. So it's a little chilly, but they got a heater going. And but you can still go into the front area and see all the machinery and see them working with that and look at all the different exotics and so on. Anybody got anything they want to show?
Yeah, I'll show one.
Okay.
Robert Friedenberg, you're up.
Okay. Still on the chuck, which is like about 25 degrees cold right now, out of the garage. But it's kind of like, I saw online, I guess they call it like a donut bowl.
Oh.
Where you leave, instead of being like a thin wall bowl, it's just a very smooth, round, thick shape to it. So I'm still roughing it out. I've just got some pen marks on there on some areas I want to change out. But so I just kind of figured I'd try that. And the backside you can't see, but it's also rounded way over as well. So just something different than doing like a cereal bowl or something. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but thanks.
Yeah.
I throw it in the woods in the backyard when I'm done with it, but we'll see how it comes out.
Very nice.
Got to give Big Rob a big welcome to Facebook also. Rob finally made it to Facebook.
Oh, yeah. After I've been using my wife's Facebook, finally getting tired of it. So I broke down and finally set up my own Facebook account.
Well, cool. We don't have to look for Christine anymore.
That's right. Delete all of you.
Okay. Ron Pullman had his hand up.
Yeah, so I finished my my mug, put a lid on it. So.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
It's not exactly right because you can't drink out of it.
No.
Doesn't go back enough. So I'm gonna take out this corner, I think, and or the handle and make it so this thing opens up enough. That's my show and tell.
Very nice. Thank you. Anybody else?
I have some.
got one.
Okay.
I do.
I heard Sandy. Who was the other person?
Hang on. I've got his hand up. Let's go with that. Jay, you're on.
Okay. So everybody's doing bowls. I got a little spindle work here. As you guys know, I teach martial arts and make weaponry. So these are not fancy, but they're identical. These are Ipe, nunchaku. Nice rounded bottoms on them. And let us open there. Got a drill more hole on the side to finish them off. But it's really important that they have good balance and they're always identical. So I've got templates I use to make sure that everything is done perfectly identical, same weight, everything. I love ePay. If you guys have used ePay or not, I suggest you try it out. It's a great material to work with.
You get that at
What are
Armstrong's?
those going to be? Nunchucks, Cali sticks, or
Nunchucks? These would be nunchucks.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's
Do you
very
get
cool.
that wood at Armstrong's, Jay?
Actually, I haven't bought ePay from Armstrong yet. I bought it for the longest time from Public Lumber in Detroit, and I found a company in Kalamazoo. I told a couple of you guys about that make outdoor furniture, and they throw a lot of stuff out as scrap. So I picked up a truckload of ePay and Jara this past year before COVID. I filled my son's pickup truck, the back, so heavy that he was pissed at me because the shocks were almost to the bottom when I got back home. So
that's some nice dumpster diving, though.
Oh yes, no.
Yeah.
I like free material. Free material's me, and if I can find somebody that's got scrap and I can put it to use, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Question about Armstrong: is the wood they sell, like for turning blanks, is it already dried or is it? Yeah.
Yes.
It's dried, yes.
Yes, the wood is dry, yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks.
One thing that's nice about Armstrong is you can buy wood in 8/4 there and some of the stuff. I buy a lot of Pomelo Binga there. For one thing, I'm usually getting 8/4 by 6 and 8 inches wide by 10, 12 feet long. I buy a lot of rosewoods there also. They got really nice rosewood too. But I mean, Cocobolo, Marblewood, all the various exotics from Africa and South America, they bring it in, and as they bring it, I go and grab it.
Yeah, they had a beautiful Peruvian, what's it called? I want to say Peruvian. I know it's not right, but it was a rosewood.
Bolivian rosewood.
Peruvian rosewood? Okay.
Bolivian rosewood.
Bolivian rosewood. That's it. Thank you. I knew I was saying it wrong. It's just gorgeous. It was just a gorgeous piece. So.
And it finishes like glass. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful material.
Yeah. I think Sandy was the next one.
Okay.
There she is.
So I've got a few things to show. So I got little boxes that I made, and I'll show you those. They're the 2 boxes we had a demo on. And then this is the vase that I wood turned, and then I carved it.
Oh,
and
wow.
This is my bird of paradise I carved to go in the vase.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Can you see it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is just gorgeous.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's out of basswood, so I could easily carve it, but it was really hard to turn because it's so soft.
Yeah, basswood's a little tricky to turn. You got to be very careful with it.
Yeah, and then I'll show you my little boxes. So these are little boxes that I have, and I got these.
Okay, nice.
And then I got these.
Oh, real nice. Yep.
And then I got these. I've been busy.
Yes, you have.
But
Yeah.
there we go. And this, okay, so then this, oops, there.
Yep.
And then this one. And these are all just little openings, little boxes.
Yeah.
And then this is my last one I did.
Oh, wow.
And his crown comes off.
He looks angry. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else?
I have a couple things.
Okay, and who's that? Is that Cade?
Cade.
Okay. We see you.
Yep. All right. I've been busy doing a few things. I have a couple bowls, a box, and a tool handle. So here's a couple bowls I did. This is out of maple. It's a live edge bowl. It was cut in the summer, so the bark came off, but I was going to color and texture it, but this one I left normal. I just put a flare on it. I left the pith in the whole piece.
No.
And there's one. Here's another one that's the crotch of a tree. So you can see the beautiful feathering in the wood where it meets the crotch. I left the pith in both sides.
Really nice.
And these are made out of red maple. And then one of the wood turning clubs I'm part of, Eddie Caslin, he has a 2x4 challenge. So I didn't have any 2x4s, but I went downstairs and I had a 4x4. Or here it's actually a 3.5 by a 3.5. So I turned that into a small box. I don't normally turn 2x4s or building materials, but it's really good practice for tool control. And really good practice for tool control with the skew, which is one of my favorite tools. So this is it finished. It has a very striking grain pattern.
Yeah.
And it matches across the lid, back down the other side. It's an inlet lid. This was a demo I did a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and it turned out quite nice for a old piece of 2x4. So I'm gonna put a durable finish on it so it doesn't get dented by fingernails. And for Christmas, I asked for a 3/4 inch Thompson skew. So I got a 3/4 inch Thompson skew for Christmas. I put my sort of preferred half radius type grind on the skew. And I had some really nice curly figured maple lying around, and I wanted to play with color to accentuate the grain pattern in the wood. So with this, it's almost like a tiger shark.
Yeah.
But I did black, faded into blue, into green, into red, into yellow, just to play around with the colors. But the figuring in the wood is just...
That's beautiful.
The curl in the wood really brought out the color. And that's sort of what I wanted it to do.
I don't remember, Cade, but are these the Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colors that you used, or was that the chestnut stain?
These were chestnut stains, chestnut stain products. Yeah. And one more thing, if I have time.
Sure.
Around Christmas, with all the wrapping we do and use of scissors, cutting stuff to wrap presents, I had a pair of scissors break on me. So I looked at the steel and I'm like, I could use that for something. I could make a tool out of that. So I took the scissors apart, cut it apart. I shaped the ends of the tools and I made tool handles for them. So this here is 1/2 of the scissor. You can see the cutting portion down here. And I made this into a recess tool, which is for cutting, for doing hand thread chasing. So this is the recess cutter. And it was free because it was an old piece of scissors that broke on me. I shaped it. Oh, where's my, there we are. Yep. I shaped it so it's a small scraper. And again, I turned the handle out of some curly maple. And this one I dyed red.
Very nice.
And the other one I did, the other half of the scissor, I made a Singapore ball scraper cutting tool. So this will be used for making Singapore balls. And again, I made the handle out of some nice curly maple, but I did a red transition to a orange-ish yellow. Yeah. So I've been busy.
Yes, you have.
Those are just a few things.
Beautiful work, Cade.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have a request. Cade, could you do a demo of that little box, the recessed lid? Could you do that for us?
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. I could do a short little demo for you guys. Here's another one I did out of cherry.
Right.
Maybe we make it a workshop.
Yeah, we could do that too. Sure, I could do something like that for you guys. No problem.
Could I ask Kate a question?
Sure.
what finish did you use on the handles of your chisels?
On the handles, I used tung oil.
Just tung oil, okay.
Tung oil, yeah, but many coats of tung oil. I do sort of a French polish technique with my finishing. A lot of my work is very shiny. I've acquired the nickname Mr. Shiny from several of my wood turning clubs, because if it's not shiny enough for me to shave in, it needs another coat of finish. Unless the customer requests differently. The customer is always right, and I will do what they want. So
what you're saying is you haven't really got your finishes perfect in at least 2 months, huh?
Pardon?
You haven't got your finishes perfect in at least 2 months, right?
No, it takes about a week.
What I'm saying is you haven't shaved, so.
No. It's winter here, so I usually let it grow. This is actually pretty tame for winter.
Yeah, you got to stay warm.
Yeah.
Where are you located?
I'm in Whitby, Ontario, Canada, right across Lake Ontario to the States.
You doing work with Lyle Bedard?
Pardon?
You doing any work with Lionel Bedard?
No, I haven't. No.
He's up in Canada, also in that area. Good friend.
Okay, whereabouts is he? Is he Ottawa area?
I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to lie to you, but I can figure it out for you. I can find out.
I think I do know him. He lives out over around the Ottawa area. He's French Canadian, speaks both languages, and he does a lot of multi-access boxes. Is that him?
He also makes a lot of tools. A lot of, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know him then. I've worked with him a few times, yeah.
Yep, good man.
Yeah, for sure. Good demoer, too.
Beautiful work.
Okay, anybody else?
Thanks.
Me.
Oh, hi, Kathleen.
Me, hi. This is a bowl. I was trying to make a set of matching bowls to go with another set of matching bowls that I gave to my daughter. She's going to use them for some game where they collect eggs. Little eggs. It's a bird game where they. And so I wanted all these little things to look like a little nest. And I wanted to make matching ones. So I took a piece that was big enough for 2 bowls and I cut it in half. And this wood is as hard as a rock. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's that hard because it's old or what, but it drove me nuts. And it took everything I could. Let's see, trying to get a picture. Anyway, I left a very thick edge on it because I was just sick and tired. I've been working on this for probably 3 different weekends. And when I got it to this point, it was developing a crackle on here. And I'm like, I'm just done before I send this flying across the room one more time. It had just delayed about 5 times. I'm like, I'm done with it. I did a nice little turning on the bottom. And I don't know where it's headed. It might go to my sister, who I don't get along with that well. So if she fractures it, it's like, it's on you. So,
is that the one you posted on Facebook?
yes, that's the one I posted on Facebook last night.
Very nice.
It turned out to have a really pretty grain to it right along here.
Yeah.
Which I just loved. I don't know what wood it is, but I'm not going to turn the other half of it because I'm just
tired of it.
This nearly did me. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll put it on the raffle.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I've got some.
This is Fred.
Matt? Oh, there we go. Hi, Alfred.
Hi, how's it going?
Going good. There's that beautiful piece.
Oh, yeah, there's a kind of a story behind this. I turned the vase itself without the top and the base, and I turned that about, wow, at least 14 to 15 months ago, and I didn't know what to do with it. This was a piece of box elder, and it had some cracks here at the top, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I left it down in the basement, and finally I brought it up. I said, I have to do something with this, either do something or throw it out. So what I was going to do is I was going to put a ring around it with 3 legs coming down and pin it. And that was the intention. Then I started looking at it, and I don't know if you guys saw the other vase that I did. I did a band with color on here, and I said, that's what I'm going to do to this one. And you know, I put a base to it. This is cherry, and the finial is cherry, and it's very, very thin. It only weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce.
Wow.
So this was very fun doing it. This is iridescent paint here, and it has a base of black lacquer, and the finial and the base are black lacquer too, and there is no finish. It's the way it came out of the spray can, and even the iridescent paints, I did not want to put anything on them because there is a nice comparison. The iridescent paint is a bit shinier than the satin, and it makes the paint even pop up more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really fun doing this, and I like the shape of it more than I like the paint, to tell you the truth. It flows so nice around it, and you know.
Alfred, what tool did you use to get those the burst design in there with those with that paint?
The paint, that's not a tool. That's actually done with a balloon. It's iridescent paint, and you just put it on a flat surface, and you get a very soft, inflated balloon, and you dip it, and you put it on here.
Okay.
There's kind of a learning curve to it.
I can see that.
Because you have to know how much paint to put, not to get a big blob, or how much to press, so you don't either take too much paint off or leave too much paint.
Yeah, I tried that the other day because I got some of that iridescent paint, and and I did it. You know, you had posted the picture before, and I did try that a little bit, and I can see there's a definite learning curve to that, and I assume you probably thinned the paint a little.
Yes, there is a flow aid. You don't use water to thin it. It's a flow aid that you buy. You buy from the same people where you buy the iridescent paint.
Right. Yeah, I just got it.
What it does is it besides diluting it, but it makes it flow better.
Yeah.
There's a difference between dilution and flowing. And this helps it to flow together, but the paint stays together. It's not like water, it kind of falls apart. Flow aid works a lot better.
Yeah, I've read some of those remarks online about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thinning it.
Yes.
And, there were those
type. As I said, there's a bit of a learning curve to it, but you know, you just get a piece of scrap wood and try different processes, you know, a lot of paint, more dilution, which works better for you until you're happy with what you did. I have 3 different colors on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have turquoise, green, and gold.
Right.
Do you have to let it dry then between each color?
No, I did not. What I did is like fill in the blanks. So I used one color and went all the way around it. And but I left a lot of the black showing, and then I went with the other color and started filling it up. So even after putting all 3 colors, I might go back to the original color and still fill in. This was the first one I ever did, you know, like that, a whole vase. But as I said, I wanted to put enough on it, but you have to watch that you don't overlap too much, because then you lose the effect.
It looks very three-dimensional in the finish, like different layers on it. It's a very cool effect.
Yes.
Like it looks like it's really deep with different layers.
Yes.
At least on the screen. Yeah, very cool.
Was there any special type of balloon that you used on that, Alfred?
What's that?
Was there any type of special balloon that you found worked? I mean, just
no.
I mean,
actually, what I did, I was trying to find a small balloon, and believe it or not, it's very hard to find a small balloon.
Well, I got some. I've been playing.
I went to the dollar store and an aisle full of balloons, you know, in packets, and they're all 6, 7, 9, 12 inches diameter, and I wanted some about 2 inches.
Yeah.
Finally, I found one packet, and it said assorted, and I just picked it up without even looking at it. And so I'm using just one balloon out of, I don't even know how many there is in there, but
hey, Alfred?
But the secret is not to put too much paint in there, not to put too much air. It has to be underinflated, so you will get the effect.
Ribbing like in it, the tentacles or whatever.
Yeah.
I did it with a, just used a rubber glove and blew up a rubber glove.
Well, yes. Well, something that works like a balloon. I suppose you can use whatever, whatever gives you the same.
Which finger did you use, Phil?
I didn't use the fingers. I just blew it up. I held the fingers out of the way and just used the palm part of it. Blown up.
Is Flow Aid a spray, or do you mix it with the paint, or do you just spray it? How do you use it?
It's a liquid that you buy, and it's liquid. It's like water, but it's not water. And you buy it from the art store, and you just mix it with the paint to make it flow better.
Tell Alfred, for future jobs, when you do this again, if you get those balloons that they use for making like balloon animals and stuff, they're about 1.5 inches round and they're real long. It'd probably be real easy to use those to dip in there.
That's what I was looking for, but I couldn't find anywhere where I can buy them.
I can think of an alternative, but it's probably not politically correct to say it. If anyone else follows my...
I didn't want to go there.
Yeah. One of the things I was going to recommend is balloons that are made for water balloons. Fully inflated or fully filled with water, they can get up to 6 inches. But, if you're underinflating them in the first place, you can probably get a nice, easy 2-inch ball out of them. They're very small.
Even 2 inches too big. 2 inches still too big.
But that might be a good one to try to play with.
Water balloons I buy at dollar stores.
Yeah, that's where I got these from. If you look at the patterns here, I have my finger here just for comparison. They're not bigger than 1 inch in diameter. So if you get a 3-inch balloon, you really need a big footprint to be able to get all these colors. That's the problem with a big balloon. It's gonna give you a big pattern, but you can only put few of that,
Okay.
Oh, Alfred?
Yes.
You can get a product, it's probably a lot cheaper than buying it at the art store, Floetrol, which is what we use when we are painting with sprayers. You can get it at Home Depot for, hell, a quart or whatever for, $9, $10.
Yes.
But
I had that and I used it.
Yeah,
Floetrol works great. We use that for the paint pours, the Floetrol.
Yeah. But with this, you're using so little that I do have the Floetrol, but when I saw the Flow Aid, I said, well, this is one shot, either I make it or not. I said, I better use the product, that comes with they recommend for the paint. So I use that Floetrol when I'm spraying paint, it makes it flow a lot better. So,
okay.
But that's a good idea. If you have it, it's available, you want to use it, why not?
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, Alfred.
Yeah, very nicely done, Alfred.
Yep. Anybody else?
That's it.
Anybody else? Last call? Okay, well, that's all the festivities for today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. It looks like we had 59 people. I don't know if you saw anything different, Matt.
Nope, that's what I saw.
Okay, awesome. That's a great turnout. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And our next meeting will be February 21st. We have a demo lined up for that. One of the members of the club. I just don't remember who it was right offhand. So in the meantime, stay safe in your shop and wherever you go, and keep turning, or as Captain Eddie says, keep making shavings. And we will see you next month. Take care, everybody.